Ever feel like you're being watched? Instead of looking behind your back, you may want to look at your computer. Turns out school administrators in Philadelphia use students' laptops to spy on them. Alex Jones is a radio host. He joins us from Austin, Texas to talk about this topic. Mr. Jones, I was reading this story about the Philadelphia school officials, and first thing that came to my mind was how dumb they were to really even come out and admit that this was even going on in the first place.
Absolutely. They're throwing it in everyone's face. We've since then found a front line from PBS, public television in the U.S., where they went into a school and the school administrators showed them how they're watching the students via the webcams and photographing them and videotaping them. But going back 4 years ago, Google, of all groups, put out a press release. I mean, they are just throwing it in our face like we're so stupid we'll just accept it. If they just put this 1984 development right out on the table, kind of hidden in plain view, Google said that they were launching software where the microphone and video cameras that are on all new computers, in the last 4 or 5 years it's been put in all the new systems, where they watch you and listen to you using keyword software, because they can't have millions of people physically listening and transcribing. It's NSA echelon type systems that if a dog's barking, Google pops ads up on your screen for dog food or dog toys or dog treats. That was the example that Google itself used. And then 3 years ago, I discovered the federal government, through grants, is paying all over the U.S. for public schools, even private schools. It's giving them the taxpayer-funded laptops enabled with this software and encouraging the schools to watch them in the school when they're at home. And the principal in this Philadelphia school said, look, I've seen you doing naughty behavior. We don't know if it was drugs or what it was at home, and it was calling students in. So they think that 1984 is completely kosher and acceptable and just throw it in people's face. So you hit on the key there. But this is much more widespread. It's come out that the FBI, well, back in 1996, the federal government ordered through the Telecommunications Act that all new cell phones by 2001 be tracked in real time. The government can dial in even when your phone is off and listen to you. They do this without warrants. Wow. And so now our media, our government is just announcing this, saying Big Brother is watching you at a level much worse than what George Orwell envisioned back in 1948. And we have detailed articles up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com that break this down. And I would tell people, 4 years ago, with Google's own press release about this, they didn't believe me. But now people are really starting to find out what's happening.
Mr. Jones, I mean, on a lighter note, just wanted to let you know that I am watching and seeing you through this camera. But on a much more serious note, what interest or what purpose does it serve Google and the government to finally let the American people know that this is going on?
Because they want to start using it on a widespread basis. They want to use it in court without warrants. And the cybersecurity legislation has passed the House that openly states that it's going to recruit youth corps and people out of college and high school to man these giant cybersecurity systems, which are offensive. The Pentagon says they're going to use it to hack and attack sites they don't agree with. Cass Sunstein, the White House regulations says they want to shut down conspiracy theorists, and he lists people that believe man-made global warming isn't real. He talks about fining us, feeing us, or arresting us. I mean, they're really pushing an authoritarian agenda out in the open, and they know the public's waking up, and so they want to use these surveillance technologies they've developed. I mean, it came out 5 years ago that Google was really founded with NSA and CIA money through In-Q-Tel. I've had former CIA technology officers on my radio show, again, 4 and 5 years ago, breaking this down. And so Google has kind of had its coming out party. And, I mean, here's another example. Google Buzz, criticized for disclosing Gmail accounts, PC World. Here's another one. Why Google has become Microsoft's evil twin, PC World. Steve Jobs of Apple says the "Don't Be Evil" slogan of Google is, quote, a joke. Google is in the same complex as NASA. Google has sold itself as this loving, friendly organization because it's really the Pentagon and the Anglo-American establishment. And they're now coming in saying that if you use Buzz, they're going to track who you email, who you talk to, what you do. I have Google software on my phone. It's always popping up saying, let us mark your location and track you, as if I'm going to opt in. So they're just robbing us of our liberty and our privacy in the open. They're just right out in the open doing it, thinking that we're so weak-minded that we'll just go along with it. But the good news is there's a big backlash. The bad news is the FBI is investigating Philadelphia. Come on. The FBI has been caught using OnStar and other systems to listen to people in their cars, cell phones, millions of warrantless wiretaps. We got the secret Homeland Security MIAC report from law enforcement in January of last year and broke that internationally that police gave us, where Homeland Security internally and NORTHCOM, our military jurisdiction over the U.S. now, states that this whole system is set up for the conservatives, libertarians, gun owners, returning veterans. It has nothing to do with shadowy men over in a cave.
Mr. Jones.
This is foreign banks.
Mr. Jones, I hate to do this to you, but we are running out of time here, so I'm going to have to end it right here. But very interesting stuff. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.